So we're back with some more GoPro-y goodness, and let's just get straight into the top 100 most searched GoPro related questions on the internet. This is part 3 and there's 80 questions left. And also there's no mid-roll ads thanks to Motion Array. The best place to get cool effects for when you're editing videos, Motion Array will save you time and money. I use them a lot, and I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video, but in case you duck out early, click on the link in the description or in the pinned comment, and you won't be sorry.
Mr. Black.
Also, if you are new here, don't be a stranger, click this button right here, and also check out part 1 and part 2 of this little series. And like I said, let's get right into it. All right, question number 1. Can GoPro 10 go underwater? Yes, it can go underwater. So this whole thing is sealed off to be able to be waterproof down to 33 feet, which is a long ways down. I mean, if you're snorkeling, you're fine. If you're diving a little bit, you're fine. If you need to dive down deeper than 33 feet, you can get some protective housing. And like going back to the Hero 5 to Hero 8 design, they used to have these compartments like right here. And these rubber sealants would actually wear off after a certain amount of time, and it wouldn't be as waterproof as you'd hope. And they actually had 2 compartments on like the Hero 5 through Hero 8. On the Hero 9 and the Hero 10, well, they had just 1 compartment, which is this door right here. It has much better control for waterproofing. And if you don't have it on correctly, you'll see red. So you wanna make sure that it's on correctly. And on another note, I just wanna let you know that if you have the lens protection covering off, this is still waterproof. But another cool accessory I should probably show you is their Telesin dome. And this is something really useful if you're trying to get one of those half out of the water, half underwater shots. Now, I've actually done a review of this and given one of these away, and I have another one here. This thing is great. What I like about it is it's all kind of in one body. Like some other domes will have a separate housing that goes on here, which can fall off. This is just really nice. Now they also have this one right here that I want to review, but it's wintertime here in Australia, and I'm not getting in the water anytime soon. It might be like 5 months before I can really showcase this. But you know what? I'll just put links to everything down in the description, plus some coupon codes and a surprise link, so you can actually go down there and check it out for yourself and see if it's something that you're needing. Okay, let's get to the next question. How do you use the max lens mod? Now this is actually pretty easy, but if you're new to GoPros, pay attention because a lot of people get this confused. First off, why would you even need a max lens mod? And yes, I highly recommend you get one of these. If you're looking for some insane level of stabilization, and I mean insane, it's like magic, you're gonna wanna get this lens right here. If you have this thing on and you're running with it, it looks like it's on a gimbal. If it's on a scooter and it's shaking like crazy, it looks like it's stabilized footage. It's really good. You can flip it upside down, go in all different angles, and it locks to the horizon. Now it only shoots it at 2.7K because it takes that higher 5K image and it crops it down so it can stabilize within that big frame. But because this is like a super wide fisheye lens, you don't actually notice that crop in. So we're gonna take the lens off like that, and we're gonna put the max lens mod on, simple twist, and now it's on. And when you do put it on, you're gonna see that crazy fisheye lens look, right? So don't record with this like that. There is one more step. You need to just swipe down and get to the quick menu, and down on the lower right-hand corner, you see a little max lens mod. You click that right there, and you turn on max lens mod mode. And as soon as you turn that on, you will see that you are in the max lens mod mode because it says max video on there, 2.7K, and also you don't see that fisheye lens looking thing. It's right there, yeah. You can adjust the settings a little bit more than that, but watch what happens when I'm recording. Now I'm recording, I'm actually just gonna spin this around like that. You can see how stable it is. But it's also important to note that daylight will be its best friend. You need a lot of light to help make this thing work and look really good. Now, before we get to the next Google searched GoPro question, I asked you guys in the last video to leave your questions down, and I'm gonna pick one at random so we can answer that. And here we go. Telemetry overlay, does it work with other GoPros or just the 8, 9, and 10? Great question. If you didn't see part 2, we talk about how to get those GPS overlays on, and telemetry overlay is great software to do that. But you should know that telemetry overlay will work with any device with GPS in it. And for GoPro's sake, that means anything from the Hero 5 up until now and next and future GoPros. So I hope that answered your question. Now, if you have a GoPro related question, or maybe you left a question on the last video, but I didn't pick that one, make sure you leave that on this video and I will pick one at random for part 4. Okay, question number 3. How to put a GoPro on a helmet. Now, the best way, in my opinion, is to use an adhesive mount. This adhesive mount I've had on there for like 3 years. These things don't come off. And you can also make them stronger using my tip of getting a heat gun, a blow dryer, or a lighter, and you can actually get this thing really hot and bubbling, and then you pop it on and it's stuck even harder. Now there are adhesive mounts that are curved, and that's what you want to use for a helmet, so it kind of fits a little bit better. However, if you're looking to do something a little bit crazier, you can get something like this. This thing, it's got like wings. When you put it on, you can actually maximize the coverage. And if you have a full face mask helmet, you can use something like this that goes over that full face helmet, like the part that goes right here. And there is one that I've been trying to figure out. And it's like a mount that you put on your helmet that uses some kind of swivel, so you can put your GoPro on the end of a selfie stick and it'll swivel around as you go. I have not been able to crack that one yet, but hopefully soon. All right, next question. How GoPro started? Well, that's a great question, and I'd like to invite GoPro CEO Nick Woodman to answer that. But unfortunately, I don't actually personally know him, and I'm sure he doesn't know who I am. But yeah, legend has it that Nick Woodman is a surfer boy from California. And in 2002, he was inspired by an Australian surfing trip where he wanted to get some really high quality surfing photos, but none of the photographers could, be close enough, or they didn't have enough good gear to get those zoomed in shots. So Nick Woodman set out to make a really cool camera, and yada, yada, yada. We have the Hero 10.
But you yada yada over the best part.
All right, next question. Do you need a gimbal? Another great question, and I could see why people would ask this, because there are a lot of GoPro gimbals out there. And here are a few of them, but do you actually need one of these things? Well, first off, I will say that prices for these things have come down substantially since, back in GoPro Hero 5 days. Second of all, if you're looking to get the highest quality video that you can with your GoPro, you don't want to have hypersmooth on, because hypersmooth will kind of crop in that image a little bit. So if you want to keep it as high quality as possible, you'd put your GoPro on a gimbal and turn that hypersmooth off. Third of all, if you're looking to get some really cool and creative time lapses, you can put your GoPro on something like this. And with the app, you can actually set different waypoints. So if you wanted to start up here and then 30 minutes later be over here, and then an hour later you're up there and down there, you can get some really creative time lapses with something like this. And fourth, but probably most important, is that you can get great low light footage. So at nighttime or indoors, you need to turn hypersmooth off, because with hypersmooth on and in low light, it's gonna be very grainy. And then when you turn hypersmooth off and you're hand holding it, it's gonna be very shaky. So if you want the best of both worlds, you'll get a gimbal. And I like to think of gimbals for the GoPro as just a nice GoPro tool in your GoPro toolbox. And I actually recommend something like this, because this Giant crane is pretty awesome. You have a built-in LED light, but also you can use this from anything from your GoPro to a phone to like a DSLR camera. But that's enough questions for today. We still have 75 left, and some of them are ridiculous, so you don't want to miss them. But if you are still here and someone that likes to edit videos, check out this ad that I made for Motion Array, because it will save you a lot of time and a lot of money, and I just highly recommend it. And I'm just gonna tell you this exact same thing over there. If you are a video editor and you want to step up your game to the next level, check out Motion Array. I have wasted so much time and money on other websites, effects packages and stuff like that, things that I never use. And when I discovered Motion Array, I was blown away at how great the effects were, and the fact that you just pay monthly or yearly and you can get all those effects. And they have effects like intros, text effects, overlays, logos. I mean, the list goes on, and I don't have enough time in this ad to share them with you, but do click the link, just go and discover it for yourself. That way you can see the effects that they have, and you'll probably get inspired to create. And they're also adding new effects all the time. And hey, Motion Array is a big supporter of the channel and helping it grow. And right now, if you click the link in the description or the pinned comment, they will save you $50 on an annual subscription, which is a really good deal. And just so you know that I'm not just promoting Motion Array, this is a website that I use a lot. And it's helped out my channel and just the productivity level of getting cool effects on your videos. So check it out, you won't be sorry. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe you found it helpful. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you found it entertaining. Maybe you didn't. But a lot more videos coming out on this channel all the time. So do stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.